We have a very esteemed attorney, Mr. Weisberg. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm just fine. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in quite a while.
Good to see you, Judge.
Let me see. I don't remember who your client is, do you?
David Mandel, page 21 of the AM docket.
Okay. Can I see Mr. Mandel, please? Got it right here. Mr. Mandel? Hello, Mr. Mandel.
Yes, sir.
You're being
How you doing?
represented by Mr. Weisberg. You don't need to
Thank
say
you very
anything. Allow him to speak on your behalf. All right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, your client's been charged with burglary of a dwelling, possession of cannabis, heroin, paraphernalia, leaving the scene of a crash involving damage. Count 6 and 7, he's on probation.
Robert Castorino.
He's that out of Dade County on probation?
Palm Beach.
And he's got an out-of-county hold on count. Are they both out of West Palm?
Yes, Your Honor. It's the same case. There was a warrant, and then they added the 94806 based on new charges.
Okay. What's he on probation for?
Drugs.
Drugs? Well, I just assumed today just came a bond on count one, not anything really heavy. It was a burglary was I think he went into his patio to allegedly get rid of some drugs.
I would actually argue that there was no crime committed within the dwelling. The crime of leaving the scene was completed after the defendant has left the scene. So I think there's a trespass potentially there, but I don't think there's a burglary there at all.
Let me just say this. This comes up from time to time in here, and seeking refuge from prosecution or from law enforcement, and you go into somebody's backyard to get away from the police, and we have a lot of times where the police, the scenarios, the police come on a house where their burglar alarm goes off, and the alleged perpetrator goes out the back door. They're in a fenced-in yard, so they jump into the next neighbor's yard, run across that yard, then run over, jump over a couple, and they end up getting charged with the initial burglary and 2 more burglaries because they were allegedly doing more than trespassing. The crime was to evade law enforcement, to, in this case, evade law enforcement and hide narcotics, from what I read. But go ahead with your position.
Well, no, I mean, even if there's no evidence that he went into the other yard to get rid of the narcotics, he's certainly obstructing the officer's investigation and lawful duties of making an arrest by the authorities. Okay, but there is one other matter. He has got a pending possession of cocaine and gravel also.
Okay. Are you representing him on that side?
On the Broward case, I do.
Okay. What's his case number?
14-8561 CFT.
Mr. Weisberg, the court's inclined to revoke the bond on that. Politico was trial judge and figure everything out over there, unless you've got some really compelling reason. But it looks like he's already on probation on the West Palm for a drug matter. Now he gets into a car crash and takes off from the scene. Allegedly has more drugs on him. He's got a pending case. Is it probation?
No, it's.
So I think under the circumstances, I think it would be fitting just to revoke the release he's on and let it go to his trial judge. All right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set count 1 at $1,500. Count 2 is 100, 3 $1,000, 4 and 5 are 100. Count 6 and 7 are no bond holds out of, I believe, West Palm. And then on 14-8561 CF10, your bond is revoked, so you're going to be held without bond. Thank you for coming in on short notice, Mr. Weisberg. It's good to see you. How's your sister doing?
Thank you very much.
Tell her I said hello, all right?
I will. Thank you.
Take care.
And thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, may I help you?
Ismail Connor.
Just take a quick peek here. Alicia L.
I should explain. I believe she has a public.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm here basically. I'm going to be providing her bond. So at this point, I would ask the court not to make an appearance on her behalf.
So you're an attorney, correct?
I am an attorney.
You don't practice criminal law?
Not generally, no.
Okay. So what you're saying today is you want to have a limited appearance for this hearing?
That's correct.
Okay, we can do that. So we'll have a limited appearance for the purpose of this hearing, Mr. Adams. And then, Mr. Adams, your client's charged with DUI. And give me just a moment. The court's going to find probable cause, Mr. Adams. Let me just look here, sir. Okay, do we have any priors on this L?
She's had some thefts, one in Ohio, one in Florida, but no prior DUIs, Your Honor.
All right. Oh, I see it right here. Hold on one moment. She's got a pretty clean driving record. I have it right here. Just let me, you mind if I ask her just about how long she's lived here, things like that?
Go ahead, Your Honor.
Michelle, how long have you been down here in South Florida?
Approximately 7 years or so, Your Honor.
All right, and you still live on North Andrews Avenue?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today, ma'am. You don't need to bond out. I'm going to just remind you, ma'am, you're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages while you're on release. And you only have 10 days to go get a temporary driving permit at the Department of Motor Vehicles. The address to do that will be on the traffic ticket they're going to give you when you leave jail for DUI.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's front or back, but if you look on it, it has an address in Oakland Park, all right?
Okay, awesome.
Mr. Adams?
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to discuss?
No, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay, Mr. Adams, I'm going to give you a
How long
free
have you been at your
copy,
current address?
since it's your first time in the courtroom, I believe, of her driving.
Right now, I don't.
You want a copy of it?
I would appreciate that, yes,
It's
Your Honor.
$20 downstairs, so.
On the address?
There you go. It would head to the recycle bin.
Okay.
There you go, sir.
Wherever
Got a
you
copy?
live, how long have
Take
you
care,
lived
sir.
there?
It's nice
Thank you.
meeting you.
Right now, I don't have.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone else. My name's John Hurley. I'm your judge. This afternoon, we're in first appearance court. Today is the day this court determines whether or not there is probable cause for your arrest. We're not here for a trial. We're not here to determine whether you're guilty or not guilty. I tell you that because you do not need to tell us what happened. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need, you don't need to defend yourself. Save all those matters for your attorney in a private meeting.
Thank you for
Remember,
joining
you have
us.
the constitutional right to remain silent.
Shirley.
If you fail to utilize that right, whatever you say will be used against you. Everything is being recorded. Also, if you have a private attorney, please let me know who that is. We'll contact your attorney and let them know that you're in court this afternoon.
Was that the only thing you saw of her?
Okay. Now, may I see Caitlin Wallace?
North Broward.
Excuse me.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
Wallace is at North Broward, but she's on the phone with pretrial right now.
I understand. We'll put that off for a moment. We'll come back to it. Okay. May I see Elijah Wadley?
Recall. One moment.
Yes, sir. Roberto Moxo Hernandez?
Your no, he's a private attorney. He's going to be coming back here, so if you just
Boy,
put
this
on
is getting
recall.
choppy, huh? Who's the attorney?
It's,
Decline PD, Judge.
I understand. Do we know the name of the attorney?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm embarrassed.
So we have an attorney on the case. Sir, will you have a seat? We'll call you back in a moment. Thank you. What about Nelesha Middleton, Jenny
Your Honor, she
Medina,
bonded.
and Myrna Jones?
One at a time.
Who bonded?
Your Honor, Middleton bonded.
Got it? Okay. How about Jenny Medina?
I don't know.
Main jail.
Miss Medina, you're charged with DUI,
Told you to use a
DUI,
parole interpreter.
property damage, leaving the scene of a crash. Court finds probable cause. Do we have any crash in the parking lot right across from the elbow room? Okay. Do we have any?
Come see.
I don't see anything. I can tell you I don't see any kind of driving record.
Okay.
I don't know if you were provided with one.
Okay. Anything on her, ma'am? Okay. Let me see this. Ma'am, how long have you lived down here in South Florida, Miss Jones? I mean,
Nine,
Medina.
9 years.
What are you doing for work?
I work for a property management company, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have family down here, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance. Let me ask you, do you still live on Island Club Drive?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I'm going to let you get a pretrial release today. Well, actually, you need to be there tomorrow between 8 and noon. The gentleman next to you is going to give you a map. And you need to be there between 8 and noon in the morning, all right?
Okay, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages while you're out. Also, within 10 days, tomorrow you have to be at the location on that map. But within 10 days, if you want a temporary driving permit, you need to go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, all right, ma'am? Do you understand
Do you
that?
understand that?
Okay, does that mean my license is revoked?
Ma'am, you need to talk to the Department of Motor Vehicles about that, okay? But I'm telling you two things. Tomorrow, go to that where that paper says you have to be, right there. It's across the street from where you are right now. The second thing is, within 10 days, go to the Department of Motor Vehicles out in Oakland Park. The address is going to be on your DUI traffic ticket when you leave jail. They'll hand it to you, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, ma'am, the smart way to handle it is don't wait 10 days. You should probably do both things tomorrow, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck.
Okay.
That way.
Hey, Miss Luna Jones.
Who did you want? Who you saying was?
North Broward, Your Honor.
Wadley. A lot.
Miss Jones, you're here for grand theft auto, ma'am. Court finds probable cause.
I'm going to see the judge today. Okay, so.
Okay. Steve, do you have any priors on Miss Myrna Jones?
He went through drug court in 09 for possession of alprazolam. Just seeing if there's anything else. No other priors.
All right, ma'am. Ma'am, do you still live on 32nd Street?
No, I currently reside. Me and my boyfriend actually moved into a house 6 days ago.
Okay.
At 15
No, don't.
North.
I don't want you to say the address, ma'am. There's a
Okay.
lot of people listening right now, and I don't particularly want a woman to give her home address out over the internet. So, let me.
Okay.
How long have you lived at the current address you were about to tell me about?
6 days.
Without saying that address. Okay.
Right. 6
Now-
days. We just moved in.
How long have you lived in South Florida?
37 years.
Where'd you go to high school?
Fort Lauderdale High School.
Okay. Okay, and do you have someone who's going to bond you out of jail today, ma'am?
No, that's the problem. I don't have any money with me. I have nothing, and I have no contact phone numbers. That's all in my property.
Well, here's the thing. I've got on your police report, I have one address, and then on your booking sheet, I have another address, and now you're telling me a third address. I have a Lighthouse Point address. I have a.
That's not correct anymore. That's when I saw you with the situation with another gentleman that I date.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to let you bond out today. Do you need me to give you permission to see your cell phone so you could get in touch with someone?
I really don't have anybody.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000 just because it does appear you lack some ties to the community. All right, ma'am? Thank you. Bond's $1,000. Thank you, ma'am. You know what? Come on back. Ma'am, come on back. Here's what I'm going to do. Do you have family here in town?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to put pretrial pending on you. That means they're going to call up somebody in your family, and if they can show that you have some place to go, then they're going to let you out of jail, all right?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, how about, did you call Mr. Hey? Oh, hey. Are you ready to go, or do you need more time? Whenever you want. You want a couple of minutes?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, who's your client?
Judge, my client is Maxo Hernandez Roberto Enrique.
Was that from this morning?
No, you put it on recall. It was
Yeah.
DV
Oh,
this afternoon.
All right. Okay. Sir, aggravated battery with the deadly weapon, domestic violence related. The court funds. Oh, well, hold on.
Yep.
I don't want to jump the gun. Mr. Ansara, good to see you, sir.
Thank
You're
you, Judge.
representing Mr. Hernandez, am I correct?
That is correct.
He's charged with aggravated battery with the deadly weapon, domestic violence related.
Let me say one thing real quick. I've been retained to represent you privately. I don't want you saying anything during this hearing, okay? No talking about the facts. Keep your mouth closed. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, how's your English? Are you fluent in English?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, what your lawyer said is today's not the day for you to say anything about your case. Everything's being recorded. Allow your attorney to speak on your behalf. If we have something we need to know, we'll ask you a question, all right?
Definitely.
Okay. Mr. Ansari, your client's charged with aggravated battery in a domestic violence situation. The court has read the probable cause affidavit. Do you have any comments about the probable cause, sir?
Yeah, Judge, I would like to attack the probable cause. There is no evidence of any kind of an injury. There's no statement of where the knife wound occurred or what kind of an injury was observed by the officer.
Well,
The girl that was crying, the car was driving from the side.
okay.
That part I read.
I think, the court would agree with you that, it's probably could have been more inclusive as to, the where and the how. But, State, do you have a comment?
Your Honor, an injury is not required, and there is clear, based on the allegations here, that the officer had an opportunity to speak with the alleged victim. He puts in here that that the victim repeatedly stated over and over that this defendant committed a domestic violence, a domestic battery, needs to go to jail. He spoke with 2 additional people that were staying in the home. They gave additional evidence, Your Honor. Now I understand that putting in additional information about cuts and whatnot might have assisted the court, but certainly there is enough here for the court to find probable cause.
Okay.
Judge, if I may.
Sir, go ahead.
Yes, Judge. If you do look at the probable cause affidavit, Mr. Linder is correct in saying that there is some additional evidence that 2 witnesses confirmed, in a way, what the officer is trying to insinuate. But if you actually read it, all they say is that they saw he had a kitchen knife.
Right.
They make no statement that the kitchen knife contacted the. And on top of that, there's nothing within here that says that if there was contact, assuming there even was contact, that it was intentional.
Well, the court thinks just by the statement of the alleged victim, taking in everything in totality, it does seem that they would have been intentional. I think the court's issue, and it somewhat agreeing with you, is that if it says she was cut, it doesn't say where she was cut. I imagine if she was stabbed or sliced open in a big slice, we probably would have had, information about a large pool of blood on the floor or blood on her clothes. Perhaps that it wasn't. I'm assuming that the cut was not substantial.
Well, Judge, I do have a witness here who's actually the alleged victim in the court. I believe he wants
she's
to.
here now?
It's a he.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
They're a married couple.
Okay, that's fine with me. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, put your hand down. Tell me your name.
Brian Toronto.
Okay, and you tell me how you know Mr. Hernandez.
I've been with him for 8 years, married for 4, married in Washington, D.C.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me say, sir, you are the alleged victim.
Yeah.
Brian Toronto,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I have, I read this over lunch. It says, dispatched advised that the caller, David, advised that his husband was intoxicated and going crazy, breaking items in the house. It says that been together 8 years, legally married. The altercation escalated. The defendant grabbed a knife and cut the victim while involved in a struggle for the keys. After the victim had possession of keys, the defendant grabbed 2 clear vases, shattered them on the ground near the victim's feet. The victim repeatedly stated over and over that this defendant committed a domestic battery and needs to go to jail for violating the law. The 2 additional subjects staying at the residence confirmed that the defendant had a kitchen knife in his hands while attempting to get his keys back. The defendant was arrested and charged. So is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, he didn't try to kill me, nor did he try to stab anybody with a knife. The 2 additional defendants.
Okay, let's stop right there.
Okay.
He's not charged with trying to kill anyone.
All right.
He's not, there are no allegations that he tried to stab anyone.
Okay.
Okay, so we all agree with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The police report is wrong.
What's wrong?
It's wrong. The structure, the story, the format, and how things happened.
Well,
and I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Just, I'm asking you specifically,
I
tell me
didn't-
what was inaccurate about it.
I didn't repeat over and over and over again to the police officers that he tried to stab me with a knife or tried to kill me with a knife. And as you can see,
Call the police.
I had initially called them, but so did he.
Okay.
We both
You
called them.
initially called him. Did you
Yes.
dial 911?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an emergency number, correct?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, what was the emergency you were calling for?
He was drunk and he was trying to drive his car, and I didn't want him to drive his car drunk.
Okay. Did you tell them when you
did.
called 911 that he had a knife?
No, not at all. No.
You know they record the
I
telephone.
do it. You can pull the recording. He
Okay.
did not have a knife. No.
All right. And how many police officers showed up?
There were 2 cop cars initially. I believe a third one showed up, and then I think there was a total of 6.
Okay. Did you ever say, not repeatedly, but did you ever tell the police that he needed to go to jail for violating the law?
I said that he needed to go somewhere, whether that was to jail or my sister's house or somewhere else, but he just needed to go somewhere.
Did he break any vases or
No,
shatter
not
them on the ground?
I believe he broke one box.
Okay. Did you receive a cut or any injury?
They got Creole, man.
Nowhere on your body.
Yeah, they got Creole.
All right.
That's why they
Can you
broke
come up
your
here for
bike.
me?
Yeah.
Walk up here.
Creole insurance? Yeah. I said, yeah, we know that's why you here. Well,
No, you don't need to go that far. All right, you can put your hands down.
Finding interpreter.
Over here. No cuts. Don't see any cuts. Did you have your shoe on when this was going on? Okay. Any cuts on your legs? Okay, for the record, I didn't notice any injuries. So, did anybody tell the police officer that they got cut? Yeah. No, let me ask you, did anyone tell the police officer in your presence that he got cut? Where was the cut? Okay. Well, then you weren't telling the truth to the police officer then. You don't need to say anything about it. Let me see that thing again on your hand. Is that the only thing you have on your hands? Let me see the other hand. Yeah, I mean, it's de minimis. It's a superficial. Okay, you head back over there. State, do you have any comment about this?
I guess my concern is whether the injury was superficial or not. Multiple witnesses are saying for whatever reason he's drinking, he wants to get his car keys back, and the appropriate way of doing that is arming himself with a kitchen knife. That causes some concern, Your
I
Honor.
agree. Let me just. I mean, a serious case like this, I don't usually bring people up, but when we get a serious case, and I've got a police report that says this serious thing happened, and then you're saying he wasn't, didn't have any injuries. Frankly, I just wanted to air it out and make sure that everything's. And it's not that I didn't believe you, but I want to put on the record just
Of course.
so we're all clear about everything.
Fine with
Because,
that, Judge.
we know how serious domestic violence cases are, and if people are cutting other people with knives and they're claiming it didn't really happen, I want to just make sure we're all clear on the record about it. But now, let me come on back up here, sir. Sir, has he ever injured you in the past? Has he ever threatened to harm you in the past?
No.
Have you ever been the victim of any domestic violence from Mr. Hernandez in the past?
No.
Do you feel that if he's released from custody, he represents a danger to you
I don't
or
think
any of your friends or
he
family?
doesn't represent a danger to anybody.
I'm just making it clear,
No,
okay?
none.
Does he ever carry any guns or weapons with him?
No.
Okay. See, do you have any comment about this?
Your Honor, because of the allegation that Mr. Mosco Hernandez did arm himself during whatever transpired last night, I'd be requesting a $7,500 bond in order of no victim contact.
I think it's still on PC, Judge. But
I'm gonna find PC. I think there's enough here for PC.
for intentionally inflicting the injury.
I do.
Don't forget,
I-
you know, the law, obviously, Judge, but
The court believes. No, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but the court believes that there's enough. I mean, we know that civil battery, you have to have damage. A criminal battery, damage is not an element. Injury is not an element. It may be proof that it occurred, but it's not a necessary element.
But
I mean, somebody could punch someone in the nose, and they're perfectly fine, and they just dust themselves off. Even though they didn't have a broken nose, it's still a battery.
But there's nothing within the PC that says that the defendant had the intent. Assuming that we want to make the belief that he did harm the victim, there's nothing that shows that the harmful conduct was intentional.
Well, you know what?
Especially when we have people arguing for keys and there's mutual combat going on, Judge. I think that in order to have a PC for a criminal battery, aggravated with a deadly weapon, there has to be the intent. So if you have a victim that's mutually combating and they're going back and forth, there's nothing within, I mean, just looking at it clear cut, Judge, there is, at the end of the day, nothing within the PC that was written by the officer that says even if there was, we want to make the belief that there was a contact, that contact was intentional. That's the number one thing with battery. It's intentional. It's got to be intentional. I just don't see it within this PC, nor do I see any supporting evidence. That maybe if the witnesses said that we saw him arm himself with a knife and he lunged, like language was lunging, there's nothing in there.
Okay. I appreciate your argument, but based on the totality of the circumstance, there's allegedly an argument between these two people. In the course of the argument, it's alleged the defendant armed himself with a knife and cut this alleged victim. Now, I realize by what I've heard today that it appears that the case is probably not as strong as it first appeared on this affidavit. But the court knows, and I know you know this, Mr. Ansara, probable cause is a very low standard. He may go to trial and be found not guilty because it's a much higher standard. But for today, based on the totality of the circumstances contained in the affidavit, the court believes there's probable cause. Now, the question is, what bond are we going to, or how are we going to release him? Tell me about your client.
Sure, Judge. My client's been living in Broward County for about 2 years. They're married. They have a home together in Deerfield Beach. They're actually, they work together as well. They have a company.
He's my accountant.
Is he?
Yes, Judge. So they're working together on a day-to-day basis. They live together. I mean, not only, it's kind of a strange situation because not only are they living together as husband and husband. But they also work together, Judge.
Right.
So the no contact order is going to be like an issue.
Right.
Are we there yet?
Well, I think that we're going to have to get into this, but does he have any money to bond out with?
I don't. We're past that. Now we're trying to get.
We're just talking about how to get him out of jail now. Does he have money to bond out with?
I mean, I can put it together. I don't want him to stay in jail. I want him to
I understand. What do you do for work?
I run a concierge company, a worldwide one.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have offices all over the world.
So money's not an issue for you?
No, I just want him out of jail.
Right. I actually went to high school with somebody who retired at about 40 years old doing that. So I wish I'd jumped in when I was young. But no, that's a good business. Go ahead.
I was talking with Mr. Linder. He made a representation. He thought somewhere between 7,500 and 10 was appropriate. I ordinarily would agree with Mr. Linder in a situation where this charge had the facts really supported it.
Right.
Somebody got hurt with a knife,
Sure,
out,
sure.
something like that.
Well, then the bond would maybe be much higher. We had somebody who allegedly, stabbed somebody, not a deep stab, but a stab. Well, actually, a couple stabs, and they had a tens of thousands of dollar bond.
But in this particular case, where quite frankly it seems like the facts are really in dispute, I think to hold somebody on a high bond would really be appropriate in this situation. I believe a $5,000 bond would be it's not
The court's going to set the bond at $5,000. All right.
Your Honor, what I would ask as far as the contact, I have no objection if the court were to allow non-direct physical contact, communication over the phone. We're in 2015. I believe as his accountant, he can get all the work he needs to get done without being with him physically, Your Honor.
You have the stay away order now. Thank you. Take a look at that. All right.
If I may address
Go ahead, sir.
the no contact order, Mr. Judge. I think that here we have a situation where we have an alleged victim saying that you want to have contact. Is that what I'm understanding?
I want him back to my house. Yes, absolutely. I
No
want him to come
contact.
home.
There's never been a history of domestic violence in the past. I think this is a very isolated incident. And plus the fact that they work together, I think that his business would be at a detriment without him being able to.
Here's what the court's going to do.
Yes, Judge.
The court will order, number one, no alcohol, sir. You're to stay 500 feet away from the alleged victim, Mr. Toronto, at all times. You're not allowed to come within 500 feet of him where he lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess any guns, weapons, firearms, or ammunition. The court will allow telephone, email contact. Not about the facts of this case or what's going on with this case. The court will allow you to conduct business over the telephone and email with Mr. Toronto. All right? I think Mr. And Sarah, you've done a great job for the client.
Your Honor,
Thank you. Yes, sir.
the accounting for my company is done via desktop. It's not done remotely. It's done actually on site. I can't.
You're going to have to talk to each other and work something out. And the court believes that it's made a very favorable determination on this man's release, his bond. Mr. Ansara has presented a very good case on behalf of this gentleman. But, the court's going to just draw the line right now. We're going to draw the line, and you're going to have to contact each other through telephone and email. There's a knife until another judge tells you differently. All right?
Just so you're clear, we can have another hearing in front of a different
Now,
judge on
I
this.
want to thank you for coming in today. I'm sorry we had to meet under these circumstances, but your testimony was, your testimony was very important. I believe you would have been looking at a much higher bond and more severe if you had not come in and Mr. and Sarah had not been here. So, but at the end of the day, there was a knife involved, and the court is concerned about this, that he would get so intoxicated that there'd be a knife involved. However the knife was involved, it's concerning to the court. So, that being said, Mr. and Sarah, thank you, sir. Take care.
Judge Hurley. All right.
Yes, sir.
You're clear. I have one up North Tower, David Gonzalez, on a second look. I think you might want to see him so we can get him back to the unit.
Okay, I'll do that. David Gonzalez.
How you doing, sir?
Hi, sir. Moment.
It feels good. You look like Big Gary and Hugh.
Who's this?
Hugh, Big Gary and Foot.
Pay attention to the judge.
Take a look.
Big Gary Strong.
I believe so. Yeah, I know.
I was looking at through the screen the whole time. I never saw the real point on bisexually
Yes,
gay.
it's a. What's the? I don't know why we call it that.
I just had an epiphany today.
It's a
You're a
30.
nice looking man.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez.
You are. Got nice eyes.
Listen up, sir. Listen up, sir. Mr. Gonzalez, you're over here.
363 CF10.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
gonna be released
bisexually gay too.
on your own recognizance. Thank you, sir. What do you say?
You don't.
Bisexually gay.
Pay attention to what he's telling you.
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear him.
The relevancy, I don't know.
So you're going to be released on your own recognizance on case 150013636.
Can't blame this on me.
Thank you.
All right, come on, get up. Let's go. You're released. Come on.
Thank you. I love you.
There you go.
Right there.
Oh well. Oh well. Oh well.
That's a compliment.
We could all. The world can always use a little more love, right?
Judge, page 3, Mr. Wadley is now available if you're interested. We do have an argument.
That's okay. We'll just look here.
What?
Give me a moment. Did we do conclaves yet?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Okay. This gentleman is, what's your name, sir? Mr. Miller, what's this gentleman's name?
This is Wadley, I believe.
Wadley?
This is Mr. Wadley. He was on recall, Judge.
Okay.
Do you want to talk to him or somebody else?
No, I'll take care of Mr. Wadley now. I just need to find the paper.
We have an argument.
Okay, just let me locate. Okay, hold it. I don't have paperwork on Wadley. Huh. His name is Whadley?
Wadley, page 3 of your afternoon docket.
That was it was like a recall.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. All right, I got it right here. I've got it. Okay, Mr. Wadley, domestic battery by strangulation and possession of cocaine. Court finds probable cause, sir. Well, no, take that back. I'm sorry, Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller, I'm sorry. I got a lot of things I'm shuffling around up here. You have an argument about probable cause. Go ahead, sir.
As to count 1, Your Honor, there's no probable cause that the person was choked.
Okay.
The victim advised being choked. However, that's not a legal definition. It's conclusory. In order for it to rise to the level of probable cause, there would have to be some statement that his or her normal breathing or circulation of the blood was impaired. And that's not included in this probable cause affidavit. Therefore, there's no probable cause for the strangulation. However, I would concede that there, under the circumstances, there would be probable cause for simple battery.
Okay. Mr. Linder, do you have any comment?
Your Honor, I believe the court is, and choke is not legally defined by statute, and I believe the court has relied upon the common definition of choke, meaning, and that is to obstruct or compress, or obstruct the larynx and affecting one's ability to breathe.
Mr. Miller, since I've been a judge about 6.5 years, this issue first came up when I first hit the bench, whether someone describing choking was considered strangulation. And there wasn't anything in the statute about it. I don't think we found case law, but when your predecessor was here, we hashed it out, ironed it out. We all basically concluded that choking, by the common definition, we looked at Webster's, we looked, I believe, at Black's Law Dictionary, and we think that choking, for the purpose of probable cause, constituted strangulation. And, not to say it's settled law, but in this courtroom, we've hashed it out a few times. We all, I think, kind of agreed that choking is strangulation for the purpose of probable cause. So
Does it say the breath impeded? Does it say that? I mean, that's the statute.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't say that.
PC.
But when somebody says they're choked, if you look at the definition of choking says you're getting your air cut off, you're getting your blood cut off. So it's kind of 6 to 1, half dozen the other. If you describe choking, that's strangulation. I mean,
No.
I can pull up the definition. We looked at
Judge.
Webster's, we looked at Black's Law Dictionary, and granted, I mean, if this is probable cause, this may not, who knows how this will turn out, but so I'm going to find probable cause today. So, State, do you have anything you want to say?
2013, attempted strong-arm robbery and felony petty theft. 2013, he was arrested for felony battery due to priors. That was null prost. 2008, strong-arm robbery, sentenced to just under 34-month state prison as a habitual offender. 2006, burglary of a dwelling with battery and aggravated battery, great bodily harm. 06, attempted burglary of a conveyance and assault. End of record.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let the judge know.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he was arrested a few
State,
days
do you have
ago.
anything to?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Additionally, he's had he was convicted of battery, 2001 out of date. Those were, everyone was in a new battery. Looks like there were a couple arrests for battery in 02 and 03, but there's no disposition. And his most recent arrest was about a week, 23rd, about a week and a half ago in Aventura for trespass and disorderly conduct.
Okay.
I have no disposition.
Go ahead, Mr. Miller. Do you have anything you'd like to add at this time?
Okay, 20-year resident of South Florida, 5 years at the same location. He's currently unemployed, but he does have 2 children. He helps support aged 4 and 14. Strong family ties, no money in the bank, no real estate. He's hoping his wife will help to bond him out. I asked the court to take into account that the alleged victim in the case for count 1 is not cooperating with the state so far.
And I would just note, Your Honor, it appears that it also mentions that the entire incident was viewed by a witness from a business's surveillance system.
Right. Okay. So I do note you do have a history of violence, strong arm robbery, bird bat, and another battery, I believe. So I'm going to set your bond on count 1 at $10,000 today. Count 2 is going to be $1,000. Your total bond's $11,000. Based on the level of violence, your criminal record, the strength of the case allegedly caught on surveillance video. The court will order no contact with Hattie Sakturas. No contact with her directly or indirectly. You must stay 500 feet from her at all times. You're not allowed to possess guns, firearms, or ammunition while you're on release. Thank you. Okay, Messi Orlando Gardner.
Do you know why we put her on a recall?
Who?
Wallace. Actually, do you know?
Gardner bonded, Judge.
Excuse me?
Gardner bonded.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I believe you.
You know, Mr. Miller, there's a lot of background noise over here all the time, and I can't always hear what you say. So sometimes I have to ask twice. Okay, thank you. I find probable cause. Okay, now, Messi, Ismail Khan, Rayon Bowen, and Christopher Norman.
Khan bonded, Judge.
Okay.
Rayon Bowen has Scott Long for an attorney.
Okay.
Wait here until he calls your name.
Who bonded? Bowen? Bowen bonded. Probable cause is found.
Thank you, Shirley.
No, Judge. Mr. Bowen is here. Khan bonded.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Bond's posted.
How about, Bowen's bond is posted, Khan's bond is posted.
Your bond
Thank
is
you.
posted.
What about Christopher
You're done.
Norman?
You can go.
North Broward. Yes, sir.
Sure. No, I'm ready to work it out right now. So you're charged with 2 charges. Wow, trespassing and disorderly intoxication.
Yes, sir.
Defendant was
Listen
intoxicated,
now.
causing a disturbance at St. Ambrose Church Carnival.
Yes, sir.
Don't say anything, sir, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
No problem.
Okay. All right. I just let him. If you want to plead no contest, sir, the case is over with today. You're not going to have to come back to court. It's over. You understand?
Okay. Sounds great, sir.
All right. You understand?
Thank you very much.
You're not going to have your day in court. That's it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, how do you plead?
Guilty, sir.
All right. I'm going to ask you not to return to St. Ambrose, the Catholic Church, and the school. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'll withhold adjudication. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, let me give you these real quick to look at. Hey, did you guys? Okay, I'm going to go sidebar to talk about not about a case. We're back on. So let me go here. Okay, what about Anthony DeArmas, Tyrone Johnson, and Sean Riley? Okay, Sean Riley's bond has been posted, so I find probable cause. There you go. And where is Anthony DeArmas?
Your Honor, he's North Broward. He'll be here in a few minutes.
Okay, what about Tyrone Johnson? Tyrone Johnson, where are you, sir?
Medical reset, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to pass Tyrone Johnson right on through to his division. I'll see his judge quicker that way. Okay, what about, okay, we'll hold off on DeArmas. We put Caitlin Wallace off to the side. Does anybody know why we did that? Private attorney? Was the attorney?
No, I don't.
North Broward, she's here. You want
Yeah,
Wallace,
she was on the
Captain? Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay. Hi, Miss Wallace. You're charged with an aggravated battery, man, with a deadly weapon. Court finds probable cause. Do we have any,
Your Honor, she was arrested December 12th of last year for battery against the same alleged victim. In that case, it's alleged when police responded, he Mr. Markowitz was covered in blood, had a black eye, had a 1-inch diameter deep abrasion next to his right eye and swelling under his left eye. He said that.
I know.
Hold on, man. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
He advised that around 2 in the morning he was sleeping when Ms. Wallace entered and without warning began to strike him about his head, face, and body numerous times with her fists. He advised he woke up, deflected some of the strikes, and was able to get out of bed and away from her. Like I said, the charge was dropped.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
I have some background.
Okay, could you just give me 1 minute? Okay, Mr. Richard, go ahead.
A 6-year resident of South Florida, she's been also gainfully employed as a waitress for those 6 years. Unfortunately has no family, no money, but indicated her father, who is out of state, will bond her out. And she indicated that she's been covered in bruises, so I have requested, and the court, I believe, has signed a photo order.
Okay. I'm looking here, allegedly armed herself with a butcher knife, had a black handle, about a 7-inch blade, lunged at him, attempted to stab him. He blocked the knife. He got a knife cut on his palm of his hand. Laceration.
I would like to see.
1 inch long.
No.
Don't say anything yet. I will talk to you.
Okay.
Minor redness on the left side of his face and neck. All right. Now, ma'am, we're not going to get into the facts of the case today. We're not going to get into it, but the court does note the level of violence, ma'am. You were recently arrested in December for allegedly abusing Mr. Markowitz also back then. Ma'am, do you have any children?
No.
Okay. Let me ask Miss Ashley, was there any contact with the alleged victim?
I did speak with the victim, Your Honor, but I have nothing to report.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to...
Yeah, but you told me you didn't reach him.
Ma'am, I'm going to set
First of all, he
Ma'am, this is not the time. This is a bond hearing.
Ma'am, I'm going to set your bond at
sorry.
$7,500.
Thank you.
It's based on your prior arrest for the same, for allegedly violence against the same person. The facts of the case, ma'am. The court will order that you have no contact with Michael Markowitz directly or indirectly. You must stay 500 feet from him at all times. That is where he lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess any guns, any weapons, any firearms while you're on release. Thank you. Okay, thank you, ma'am. We ready to go? Yes, sir. Missy, Christopher Neese, Jamie Davenport, and Bernard Martin.
Judge, before we go off on these MO cases, you do know we need a Creole interpreter.
I called.
today.
I did call Dale.
Okay. Worked on that.
And Spanish.
Okay. Mr. Neese, where are you, sir?
Right here, sir.
Sir, hi. You're charged with a misdemeanor municipal ordinance violation. Open container of alcohol, Southeast 17th Street.
Might not even point.
This is it? This is under the bridge over there, I think. Okay. Sir, it's a failure to show up in court. Let me ask, well, we have City of Fort Lauderdale prosecutor here. You want to say your name, sir?
Thomas Patty on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, and your name?
Yeah.
Mr. Neese, let me ask you, how long have you lived down here in South Florida?
I've been here about 1.5 years.
And are you currently employed?
Yes, sir.
What type of work do you do?
I'm a logistics coordinator. We ship cars all over the world.
Okay, and I don't have an address for you. What's your local address?
It's I live in Boca, 119 Northwest 11th Street.
When was the last time you actually stayed at that address?
About 3 days ago.
Well, where have you been staying since then?
That's where I stay. I live in I have an apartment in a building there.
Okay. Does he have any prior state?
I need his BCCN number.
It is 832303. So would you like to resolve your case today? Would you like to plead no contest? Case is over with?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and let me just stand by. If you plead no contest, that means there's not going to be a trial. Case is over with. You're done.
He was arrested early January on a capias for public indecency, urinating in public.
Right.
Then September of last year, capias on an alcohol violation.
All in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale?
These are everything I'm about to tell you. Then the original arrest for actually, no, he pled that out. No, another open container on a municipal ordinance. That was in March of last year. Then again in March of last year.
It seems like you've been arrested a few times for drinking in public in Fort Lauderdale. Do you
Public
work down here in Fort Lauderdale, sir?
No, sir, I don't.
Huh.
I can be honest with you, I come down here to the beach, and that's where it's all happened.
Really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. Would you like to resolve your case and plead no contest?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you need me to, apparently you don't have, do you have any money in the bank?
No, sir.
No, she's an interpreter.
Would you like me to appoint Mr. Shade? He's a special public defender in my courtroom. He's over here with me. Would you like me to appoint him for you so you can have him discuss this with you and go over this with you, or can you go without having an attorney and you can plead
I can
no
go without
contest?
an attorney.
Excuse me?
I can go to no contest.
Oh.
I can go without an attorney.
Okay.
No,
All right,
no
sir, I'll
contest.
accept your plea. I'll withhold adjudication. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. How about Jamie Davenport? Jamie Davenport, where are you, sir? Jamie Davenport over there? Did he bond out of jail? Do you know?
Davenport.
The alias on this one. It's funny. I've never seen that. His nickname is Tailpipe Brinkley. Jamie Davenport, Tailpipe Brinkley. Who gave him that? All right. Is there any Okay.
Mr. Davenport at Maine, Dale?
Does anybody see Jamie
I don't
Davenport
see
over
him.
there?
Oh, he ain't here.
No?
I don't even see his name on the paper.
It's not on our.
No. We don't, he's on this morning's docket, page 12. It was a reset.
Yeah, I'll reset this for tomorrow PM, all right? So we'll do this Tuesday PM on Mr. Davenport. Okay, may I see Bernard Martin?
Yes, just leave the cups. Wait, right. All right. He's not talking to you right now. Wait till I tell
Hi,
him you're
Mr.
here.
Martin. Sir, you're charged with
Hello.
You're charged with trespassing. Would you like to resolve your case, Mr. Martin?
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Martin, do you need me to appoint an attorney to represent you, or can you go without an attorney?
I don't need an attorney, sir.
All right, sir. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, I'm
No,
going to withhold
no,
adjudication. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Judge Hurley?
Yes.
I have Mr. DeMoss Anthony at North Broward now. Diamas. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Outside, hello?
I'll be there in a moment. Hold on. Let's take care of Juliet Cam. Juliet Cam. Where's Juliet Cam?
He's at North Broward also. Come here, Miss Cam. Come here. Come, step out of the way. Let Miss Cam in here. There we go.
Cam, C-A-M. All right, Miss Cam, you're charged with 2 municipal ordinance violations, trespassing, disorderly conduct. Allegedly walked in a locked storage area of Duffy's restaurant, screaming and climbing on dumpsters, causing a crowd to form, causing alarm to the patrons. And this was around 3 o'clock yesterday. All right. Steve, if I give you BCCN, will you tell me? Yeah.
Possession of cannabis 2011 out of Miami.
All right. Ma'am, do you live in Biscayne Park?
That's my home address, yeah.
Where do you live? Where do you reside?
Well, I was living in a sober house, but I'm not living there anymore. So now I'm going back home.
Where is home? Biscayne Park?
Biscayne Park, yeah.
Well, how long ago were you living in the sober house?
Like a week ago.
Where have you been staying for the last week?
A friend's house.
All right. And are you currently employed?
Yeah.
What type of work do you do, ma'am?
I'm a makeup artist.
Do you have any money in the bank?
I have a little bit, not much because I just paid my rent and stuff, but I have a little bit of money in the bank.
Are you going to bond out of jail? How much money do you have in the bank?
I've had less than $100.
Do you have family down in Biscayne Park?
I wanted to call my friend Mark to bail me out.
Whoops.
Is it possible that we release her ROR so possibly we can get her into the diversion program so these don't stay on the
I'm just
record?
concerned about, her alcohol, I mean, she gets out of a sober living house and she's allegedly climbing on dumpsters behind a restaurant at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We talk about the common, most popular street drug right now, and I don't know, but it does appear it's consistent with what we're saying. So,
I'm planning on going back in another sober living house, though, like today, if I can.
I'm gonna go sidebar with your attorney real quick, man. Come on up here. Well, let me talk to you. Ma'am, I'll be right back with you. The attorney over here is going to call you. I'm going to appoint Mr. Shade to represent you. He's going to give you a call, all right?
That's fine. They can call me. I just don't want to write it.
Yes, Robert Castorino. Sorry, sir. I'll call you up in just a moment.
Castorino, Judge, you have one more MO case.
Who's that?
It's on your second look docket, Brooke Body, BOTTI.
Okay, I'll call that in just a moment. Let me take care of Castorino.
Yes, sir.
Where's Mr. Castorino? Right there, okay?
President
Sir,
Maine.
possession of lorazepam, possession of Ritalin, methylphenidate. Count 3 is tail light improper, license suspended on 4.
Improper cause of certain car.
Okay, now, do we, court finds probable cause. Do we have any priors on Mr. Castorino?
One moment, Judge. I got it.
We're on the regular docket.
His priors include 02 disorderly conduct, 99 aggravated battery, great bodily harm with the VOP, 25 and a half months state prison. He had possession of marijuana at Altamont Springs in 02. End of record.
Okay. I'm looking at his driving record right here. Failed to pay, failed to appear on a traffic ticket out of West Palm last year. And then, all right. Anything you want to add, Mr. Miller?
Yep. Okay, Judge, Mr. Castorino is a lifetime resident of South Florida. He's lived at the same address for the past 14 months. I know you can't hear me, so I'm going to wait for them to finish.
Can we cut the mic at the other jails?
I got you. Go ahead. I've got you now. Go ahead.
Okay, so he owns a lawn service, been doing that for 6.5 years. He's got 2 children he supports, aged 3 and 6.
I think kill somebody else's kids.
Yeah, alright. He has strong family ties, some money in the bank, no real estate, and he's hoping his family will bond him out. We were hoping we could get a pre-trial release on this one, Judge.
So I'm going to do this. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You have to go to pretrial release tomorrow between 8 and noon. They're going to drug test you every week, sir. If you have any Ritalin, any lorazepam, cocaine, marijuana in your system, after this hearing, you're going to be rearrested, put back in jail.
Judge, I'm sorry, Judge. He's talking to me now. He's saying that he believes somebody already bonded him out.
It's only a $200 bond. It doesn't make any sense. You know? He doesn't understand why I'm not out anyway.
Hold on.
Yeah, his bond's been.
Okay, sir, your bond's been posted. Thank you. Bonds will
Thank you,
remain.
Judge.
There you go. Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. All right, Philip O'Brien. Oh, man. I'm going to call you right now. Did he bond?
Medical reset for Philip.
We're going to reset that for Tuesday p.m. Okay, come on up, Mr. Spanish interpreter. How you doing today? Now, we're going to go sidebar. I have to ask you about someone who's passed away. Okay, could you raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English truthfully to the best of your ability?
I do, Your Honor. Gabriel Sinisi, court interpreter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know. Do we have a Spanish speaker we need to?
I don't have anyone
Copy,
here.
Your Honor. He's on the second look, though.
Okay, that's fine. Who do you have there?
How do you say your name? Talanza. Macario.
Okay, just give me a quick moment.
If this means anything.
Guess, yeah. Oh, no, I
What's that?
agree. We'll find that out. Just give me a moment. Okay. Okay, this gentleman's last name again? It's Tzalan.
Salan Macario.
Salan?
Sí, Talang Magario.
Good afternoon, sir.
Buenas tardes, señor.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Sir, you are here for possessing marijuana.
Señor, está aquí por la posesión de marihuana.
And
Oh, sí, sí.
Okay, yes.
let me just look at this.
Déjeme simplemente leer algo.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, let me look here. Sir, how come you've not bonded from the jail yet?
Señor, ¿por qué es que no ha salido libre ya bajo fianza?
Es que la verdad no he podido pagar la fianza porque y no tengo a quien lo pague y yo no lo puedo pagar. Cuando entré acá en la cárcel tenía un poco de dinero en la billetera, pero no sé cómo sacarle para poder pagarlo.
The fact of the matter is that I can't pay the bond. I don't have anybody to pay the bond. I can't pay the bond, and I had some money in my house in the wallet.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance.
Esto es lo que yo voy a hacer para usted hoy. Lo voy a soltar bajo palabra.
You don't
Hoy.
have to pay any money to get out of jail.
No tiene que pagar ningún dinero para salir de la cárcel.
However,
Sin embargo,
you'll have to come back to court,
va a tener que volver al tribunal.
probably in a month or so.
Quizás en un mes, más o menos.
I don't think I don't think the clerk has your address.
Yo no creo que el secretario del tribunal tenga su dirección.
So, you need to contact the Broward Clerk of Courts
Así que usted tiene que comunicarse con el secretario del condado de Broward de los tribunales
within the next few days
entre los próximos días.
and ask. Do we know when his court date is? You need to ask the clerk when you have to be back in court.
Y usted tiene que llamar al secretario y preguntarle al secretario del tribunal cuándo tiene que estar de vuelta en el tribunal.
You should check every week
Cada semana tendría que verificar
until you find out when your court date is.
hasta que usted averigüe cuándo es la próxima fecha de audiencia suya.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Have a nice
Y
day.
una pregunta, ¿y cuándo voy a salir?
One question, when am I getting out?
You'll be out this evening, right after dinner.
Esta noche, después de la cena.
Ah, ok, está bien, gracias.
Thank you. Okay, fine, thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you. I think that's it for Spanish. You want to try one more time, sir? Espanol?
We have a Creole.
Oh. Okay, ma'am. Come on up. We're going to do Creole real quick. Okay, hey, ma'am, I'm going to go
Oh, there
off
was still one left. Right?
about this. Okay, would you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm to translate from English to Creole, Creole to English truthfully to the best of your ability?
I do. Marilyn Leroy, Leroy, Creole interpreter.
Ma'am, we have Mr. Jean Luceau.
Yes.
Monsieur Jean Lucin.
Sir, you have been
Yes.
charged with domestic battery.
Monsieur, ou te bat en famille, en moun nan kay la?
No.
No?
No,
Je dis,
sir,
moi-
you don't need to say anything today.
Ou ba gan yon
Oh,
wap di
oh,
jodi
oh.
ya? Ou ba gan yon wap di pou di jodi ya?
You don't make any comment unless we ask you a question.
Pa fe ouken komentè, mwen se ke m pose yon kesyon.
The allegation is you punched your wife in the head and in the mouth.
Men sa yo di ou fe, ou bay madame yon kout poin nan tèt epi yon kout poin nan bouch.
And that she suffered an abrasion on her mouth and on her nose.
Epi lo fini, li blese nan neni avèk nan bouch li.
Go ahead. State, do you have any criminal record on this gentleman?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, I've been told you have no criminal record.
Au fait, so dis-moi comme ça que ou pas aucun dossier criminel.
Mr. Miller, I assume you don't know anything about this defendant, is that correct?
Monsieur Miller, pas
was-
rien non plus.
No, Your Honor, I was unable to interview him.
Okay. Now,
Pas de cas communiquer avec.
Mr. Lusso, how long have you lived in South Florida?
Monsieur Lucet, depuis combien de temps habité en Floride là?
What?
How long have you lived in South Florida?
Depuis combien de temps habité ici?
1 year and a half.
1.5
And
years.
Donaldson's file.
Are you employed at this time?
Ou gen job?
Et moi travaille avec mon l'église. Dans l'église moi travaille avec mon yo.
I work with the church.
Do you have money in the bank?
Ou gen l'argent la banque?
Environ $300.
I have
$400.
about $400.
Okay. Do you own any houses, any land?
Ou gen kay ici que kay pa ou pas kay louer non kay pa ou bien terre que ou
Non,
acheter?
non.
No.
Non.
Let me ask, do we know if there was contact with the alleged victim?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay. Remind me, what did he say he does for work?
I'm sorry.
What did he say he does
Works for the church.
He works for
okay.
the church.
Do you have to travel around when you work for the church? You just go to the church and work there?
Est-ce que
Non,
l'église
moi,
a envoyé l'autre côté pour aller travailler?
Non,
ou
moi
juste
travaille
à
moi
l'église,
travaille
là?
avec moi travaille avec mon l'église. Je te collègue au travail, yo même travaille avec.
I work with the people at the church. When they have work, they take me with them to work.
The court is concerned because there's allegedly a threat to kill.
Pas inquiété parce que ou t'es menacé qu'on va tuer.
No, never.
Sir, the court will set your bond today
D'abord caution.
at $5,000,
Caution a venu à $5,000.
pretrial release with the GPS monitor.
Il a fini à mettre un bagage un GPS sous.
I'm going to waive the cost. I'm going to order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with Monique Maristol.
Puis gars contacter Monique Maristol ni directement ni indirectement. Ça veut dire pas parler avec elle, pas relire, pas écrire rien.
Don't call her.
Okay.
Puis gars relire dans
Don't text
téléphone.
her.
Pas envoyer un message balé sur
Don't
téléphone.
email her.
Pas envoyer email balé.
Stay 500 feet from her at all times.
Toujours été 500 pieds de lit tout le temps.
That is where she lives.
Et ça veut dire côté la travail là,
Goes
côté
to
la
school.
pité. Ou bien côté si la l'école, côté la l'école.
Anywhere in between.
Ou bien n'importe qui l'autre côté que lié. N'importe qui côté que lié était 500 pieds de ça.
You're not allowed to possess any guns,
Ou pas supposer qu'aucun
any
revolver,
weapons
n'importe qui ça.
while you're out on release. Thank you.
Pendant que si les wa aller la caille.
Okay.
D'accord.
Ma'am, would you like to make an announcement for Creole?
Yes, I would say. Est-ce que
Judge.
des personnes là qui ont besoin un monde pour traduire pour eux en créole? Est-ce que des personnes qui peut interpréter créole?
Judge, Mr. Lusso has a question to ask the court.
Go ahead.
Comme ça, comment on paye lui?
How do I pay the bond?
You need to contact a bondsman or a family member to help you make that bond, sir.
Soit ou elle en famille ou pour dire famille a combien qu'on la payer pour $5,000 pour aller payer pour eux ou bien qu'on qualité monde c'est travail yo ça yo les bondsmen yo capable demander aussi yo capable payer pour.
You should contact a bail bondsman.
Mais ça pour ça t'a plus bon pour faire.
They will help you with that.
Rele ça m'da moun yo la pour là et à aider ou.
Thank you.
Merci oui.
Okay.
Bon chance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. And if tell them as soon as they hear something, let us know. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, now may I see Miss Cam, Juliet Cam?
Judge, I spoke with Juliet Cam, and she's going to try to bond out. I got a phone number from a friend. I'm going to try to contact them as well. So we'd ask that the bond stay, I think, at $100. Our concerns, Judge, when speaking with her, were negated, and we thought it was just alcohol related. She's going to try to get back into a sober house living facility.
All right.
And hopefully that'll work.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to leave your bond at 100 total. You can bond out of jail. I've appointed Mr. Shade to represent you. You should stay in touch with Mr. Shade, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Judge, if I don't know
Thank
if
you.
she has any paperwork, I could have the phone number, because she didn't have a pen available to give her my number.
Get your phone number?
Correct, for the office.
Deputy, could you write down Mr. Shade's telephone number?
Go ahead.
954-728-3477. And then, Ms. Cam, just make sure that you have a proper address so they can send a notice to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Cam, that is Mr. Shate, S-C-H-A-E-T. S-C-H-A-E-T. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Judge, before you lose your MO, guys,
Go ahead.
page, second look, Brooke Body,
Okay.
B-O-T-T-I.
This body? Oh, I'm sorry. Man, I appointed Mr. Shade on this already.
He's present at the main, Judge.
Yes, that was the
He
actual
wanted to go. This is the gentleman that wanted to be
All right, I'm sending this
situation.
to
Talk to those guys.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Sir, I've already put you in the substance abuse program, so we're gonna just pass this on. All right?
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
Take care.
Okay. May I see Anthony DeArmas?
DeArmas, come here.
Mr. DeArmas,
Yes.
sir, you're being held on two warrants, trespassing and theft. They're both $250. Thank you. Okay. Now.
Thank you.
I think that's it, Mr. Shade. Am I
That's
correct?
it? I think so, Judge.
No. Judge Hurley, I have a gun Calvis Alzeria. She was on page 6.
Goncalves?
Yeah.
Her bond was posted. You can just send her on her way, all right?
Her bond was posted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Her bond was posted. You don't even want to see
Thanks,
it.
Judge. Take care.
Okay.
See you, Judge.
We have a couple still from this morning. Simonelli and Smith.
I see Mitchell Simonelli, Chadrick Smith.
Similarly, I think it's still waiting for Jim
Yeah,
Lewis.
hold off on Jim
No,
Lewis.
no, Your Honor. I spoke. Mr. Lewis was here before we started. He informed me he's scheduled for trial in front of Judge Contini, and if he wasn't back actually by 2 o'clock, that means that he's in trial, and asked if we could reset this for tomorrow morning.
Okay. I already ordered the clerk not to accept the bond on Mr. Simonelli. That remains. We'll reset this tomorrow, 9 a.m., all right? This guy, just right to the division. There you go. Probable cause found. There you go. All right, who do we have here? Mr.
Chadrick
Smith?
Smith.
Mr.
No, no.
Smith,
Hi,
Judge.
Mr. Smith. Sir,
How you
you got two different cases, right?
Yes, Your Honor. He was arrested on a new law violation of possessing an altered driver's license or ID regarding his sexual predator
Well, here's
status.
the thing.
Yes,
I've got
Judge.
two separate documents, but I think they're both the same.
It's all connected. It's because upon realizing that he was on probation on counts 2 and 3, they charged him with 94806 holds.
So what I'm going to do is, sir, I'm
Well-
going to find probable cause.
And Your Honor, we would be seeking a bond increase on count 1. I do have a concern. He's already out on probation for failing to comply with sex registration laws. He's a registered sexual predator, and in this case, he's alleged to have altered his driver's license by removing the designation as being a sexual predator on his driver's license. This is continual alleged conduct, failing to comply with what he is required to comply with as far as the sexual predator laws. I do have a concern. I don't know what's going to happen with his VOPs, Your Honor, but I don't think it should be taken in a vacuum. I think there should be an appropriate bond set on count 1, considering he does pose a risk to the community.
Okay, go ahead.
Response. Judge, this is not a sex crime that he's accused of. It's not even related to a sex crime. It's apparently he scratched off a designation. They probably shouldn't even appear on a driver's license, but that's another issue for another day. The point is, he's not out committing sex crimes. The allegation is he scratched something off of his ID. He didn't change it so that it would include new information. He just took something off that he found offensive or that could be deemed offensive. And I would argue just leave the bond alone.
Well, let the court just say this. The sex offenders are required in Florida to have that designation on their driving record. One could draw obvious conclusions while someone who's considered either a sex offender or a sex predator would not want people to know that because of their rules about where they can live, things of that nature. And if the sexual predator list or notations off their driving record, it seems obvious they could skirt those laws, skirt those rules. And that's what's concerning. So, well,
Judge,
sir,
may I respond to that?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so they may be able to fool someone long enough to find residence other than somewhere under a bridge, but that's not going to last long because they get checked on every other day by the police. And so when they report their new address and they police show up and find out it's within a 1,000 feet of a bus stop, then they'll get arrested. I don't understand what the court's concern is.
Well, sir, if you can't understand, there's other issues, getting a job perhaps. You want to get it scratched off so you can get a job, perhaps working in a place that you shouldn't be working, a child care, a school, a park, things like that. So, yes, it's interesting that this defendant did not scratch off his address. He didn't scratch off his zip code. He didn't scratch off his driver's license number. In fact, the only thing he scratched off was his sex offender designation so people would know. Yes, that does cause the court great concern since he's already on
Judge.
Probation for sexual battery on a victim less than 12 and for failing to comply with sex offender status. That's what he's on probation for. And now he's scratching the designation off his license list.
Judge, you don't know that he did anything, Judge.
Yes, sir, I don't.
He's still innocent until he's proven guilty. And he doesn't need a huge bond.
I don't know that he did it. You know, you could be right. Somebody could have gone in his wallet while he was sleeping and scratched it off, and he didn't know. Perhaps you're right. I didn't have any personal, witnessing of him committing the crime. I just know what's on the document. It does seem that there's enough on the document to say this was an intentional act by the defendant. Now, do you have anything to say before we set bond?
Yes, Judge. He's got 2 no bond holds. He doesn't need to have an additional bond.
Okay. Let me ask, do you know whether he has any money in the bank or any ability to post bond?
Do you have any money in the bank?
I have a couple of dollars.
Okay. He has a couple of dollars in the bank,
I
Judge.
understand. Sir, I'm going to set your bond at $10,000 today on count 1 and then count 2 and 3. Those will be no bond. The court does find that you represent a danger to the community based on these allegations and these facts. Thank you, sir. You'll be held without bond. Okay, now. Okay, let's go. Mr. Miller, is there anyone over there you want us to just call up for you?
Yes, Judge. Thank you. Derek Legros. He's a 30-day motion.
Okay. Ready to go on. Let me ask you, did you file any of these?
Yes, Your Honor,
Come in and sit down? Okay. Which case are you here on, ma'am?
Not right now.
Okay.
we filed on one, and then there's another case where even it's going to be an ROR, but I'm going to ask the court to remind the defendant that there's still a no contact order in place.
Okay, Mr. Legros, are you Mr. Legros?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. On case number 15-1267 CF10,
We've not yet filed.
I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. So I'm just going to remind you, I know this is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, deliver.
4 counts.
Okay, sir, today you're being released, but the prosecutor may file these charges on you in the future, and you may have to come back to court in the next few months, all right?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.
Samuel Dido, it's a second look on a misdemeanor touch or strike. What's your name?
Elon Daniel. Daniel Elon.
Must be a medical.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Yes. That was, this is later. Oh, I took your,
Yeah, this is did that.
You want to date that for me? Thank you. What's your name, sir?
Samuel Dudo, sir.
Dudo, okay. Sir. Page 3.
Daniel Elon?
You're on a battery, Mr. Dudo?
Yes, sir.
We thought he bonded.
Yeah.
Bonded. Yeah, no, he bonded this morning.
Does he know this is a second look, Mr. Miller?
Your Honor, you didn't write down. I checked your findings. You didn't write down the priors, but I believe you kept the release conditions in place based on his prior record. Possession, theft 2012, felony DUI 2012, leaving the scene of an accident 2011, 2 separate batteries in 2011, another DUI in 07.
Sir, I'm going to leave your bond where it is today. Based on the record, based on the facts. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. We have Sean Riley, Judge. He's on the afternoon docket, page 10.
What about, this is Mr. Riley?
Yes, he's on the afternoon docket,
Sir,
page
your bond
10.
was posted, Mr. Riley. You'll be out of jail shortly.
Oh,
Thank
good
you,
to
sir.
know. And Judge, we have Elon Daniel. He's also on page 10. It shows no paperwork. I believe he was on this morning's docket and got reset to the afternoon.
Elon Daniel? I don't know about that.
Elon Daniel, page 10 of this afternoon's
I
docket.
have no cases.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't on the morning docket. That was a different person.
Wasn't
that
on
was
the morning docket.
Is that right?
Alon
There's no
Stokes.
paperwork.
So if we have no paperwork, it'll go to tomorrow morning, all right?
Can we set Mr. Daniel for tomorrow morning?
That's
That's what it's going to be. All right. Now, do
Thank you,
have anything
Judge.
else?
We're done at the main.
You're done? Okay, thank you, sir. Have a nice night.
Thank you. You too.
We have 2 people in the courtroom here. Tell us, we're going to do a sidebar real quick here. All right. Paul Ryan, who do you have over there? You want to just bring them up one by one?
Yes, Your Honor. First one I have Anthony Donaldson.
This is filed, Your Honor.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, Donaldson.
It's not my job.
Just give me a quick moment, sir.
Oh, man.
Sorry. think White on the phone for me.
Give me a moment here. Still together. Okay, remind me of this, Donaldson?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, I'm looking here, it says that the state of Florida on March 2nd, 2015 filed a formal charge against you. Hold on one moment. I'm looking here. Sir, it says here on the computer, you've been charged, state of Florida versus Anthony G. Donaldson, count 1, robbery with a firearm, count 2, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Let me just look here. Oops. Next page. Okay, I'm looking here. Signed and sworn to by Mark Horn, State Attorney's Office, March 3rd, 2015. It's signed by Mr. Horn. It's notarized. Do you have any issues with this defense?
No, we don't, Your Honor.
Okay. The motion to release defendant today, ROR, will be denied on case 15-1313, CF10. Sir, Mr. Donaldson, you'll be held without bond. You'll be held on the same bond and release conditions previously ordered. Thank you, sir.
I got some more questions. Hey, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
You know when I have a court date for this?
You know what? I don't know.
We'll have an arraignment scheduled soon. We just filed today.
You're going to get an arraignment, I would say, within the next week. All right, sir? Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That was Mr. Donaldson. Okay. What's your name?
I have Blankenship, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am.
We've not yet filed an information. She's entitled to
Ms. Blank,
release.
do you have the order? Miss Blankenship, ma'am, I have good news. On case 14-16624, CF10, you're going to be released on your own recognizance. All right, ma'am?
You trying to
Thank
be
you, sir.
All right, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
She's going back to Charlie 8, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one more, Your Honor.
Sir. Go ahead. What's your name, ma'am?
Michelle Ayers.
Okay, Miss Ayers.
This is a second look.
Give me a moment, Miss Ayers. It's Judge Henning. Just look here. Heroin, cocaine. Did she have any priors? Judge Henning did not write them down.
That's what I'm checking right now.
Ma'am, how long have you lived down here in South
Charlie
Florida?
8, one returning back from...
I've lived here for 31 years. I went to elementary school, middle school, high school.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Deerfield High, went to Deerfield Middle, and went to Cresthaven Elementary School.
Great. And were you employed before you were arrested, ma'am?
Yes, I was. I hopefully still have my job.
What type of work?
It's for working for a ticket broker.
Okay, now, do you have family down here, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Well, let me ask you, why haven't they come to bond you out of the jail?
Unfortunately, with financial situations, like my mother has been recently laid off, and like I have children, and they're not working, they're not gonna bond me out. And unfortunately, I mean, the weekends are the best times for my work, and sometimes, depending on the function, I mean, at that time, whatever money I had went to bills, so I don't even have it to bond myself out.
Yes, ma'am. Just give me a look here. A look at, Miss Ayers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, let me look. This handwriting is not too good. So I'll make my way through this police report. And how old are your children, ma'am?
I have an 18-year-old, or 17-year-old, I'm sorry, he's going to be 18, and a 9-year-old.
Okay. Does the 9-year-old live with you?
He's presently living with his father.
Okay. So you verified an address for her, am I correct? Okay. So, ma'am, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today. Now, ma'am, you're going to go on pretrial release. I'm going to order that she has a drug and alcohol evaluation. I'm also going to order that she's drug tested every week. If she fails a drug test, she comes back positive for heroin, cocaine, marijuana, Xanax, any prescription meds, ma'am, you'll be rearrested. You'll be put back in jail. You'll probably stay in jail for an extended period of time. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Okay. Yes, I understand that.
So stay away from the drugs. I want to get you off the drugs. Thank you, ma'am. You need to report to pretrial release tomorrow morning between 8 and noon, downtown Fort Lauderdale. Do you have the address there?
I don't. Maybe the deputy can give it to me.
Ask the gentleman for the address to pretrial.
Yeah, they said they have it.
Between 8 and noon tomorrow, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, so you're clean right now. You're clean.
Yes.
All right? Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
That's it for Paul Ryan, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, Conti's ready.
Got it. Hello, Conti. Who do you have there?
This is Gabriel Anderson.
Hi, Your Honor.
Change screens here. Okay, so would you like to resolve your case today?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead to disorderly conduct and trespassing?
No contest, Your Honor.
You understand we're not going to have a trial. We're not going to appoint an attorney. Your case is over with today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And you are Gabriel Anderson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'll accept that. I'll withhold adjudication. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Particular book body, right?
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
Brandon Jones.
Did you file on that?
No, he's entitled to
Brandon
release.
Jones, we're going to release you today on your own recognizance, all right?
Okay.
Just give me a quick moment. Let me sign the document. ROR is hereby granted. ROR. And then, there you go. That's on 15-1315 CF10. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, now. Who do we, okay, so let's go back to North Broward. North Broward, do you have anyone left over there? North Broward, who do you have? What's your name, sir? I can't hear that. Turn that on for me.
Palmer Kent, sir.
Kent Palmer.
Kent Stewart Palmer. Yes, sir.
Remember this, okay? Resisting arrest. Okay, Mr. Palmer, give me a quick moment. Okay, assault, resisting arrest, false ID given to police, trespassing. All right. Just give me a quick moment. Let me look at something here. Kelly, remember this, he allegedly went into the lobby and wouldn't leave. Leave several times. All right. So would you like to resolve your case today?
Yeah, I could try, yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes,
you
sir,
have
I would
any-
like to resolve it.
Okay, if you plead no contest, your case is over with today, you leave jail today, that's the end of it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna have
No
a trial.
contest.
You're not gonna have your day in court, all right?
All right.
Now, you're not allowed
contest.
to go back to Fiddler Eye Center. Is that clear?
That is very clear.
Okay, how do you plead, sir, to this charge?
I plead no contest, sir.
Yeah, I'll withhold adjudication. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah. Are you serious? You want to bet?
Okay, so we got that tape.
I reviewed the PC affidavit.
Let's go to the phone. I've got, we took care of Michelle Ayers, I know that, pre-trial. Here, Brandon Jones.
Got Howard
How about
Ward.
Howard Ward?
Your Honor, Howard Ward is medical reset.
Okay, we're gonna reset Howard Ward for tomorrow afternoon, all right? There you go. I think that's a wrap. Am I correct? That's a wrap, everyone. We'll see everyone back here tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning. Until then, we are out from 2:35. Thank you.